Good afternoon, everybody. It's such a pleasure. Once again, we are back with our Demystify Insurance series. This time, the topic that we have is very personal and very close to my heart. It's about personal insurances. You know what and why I say this to be? Because somewhere when we are building up our assets, we are buying that house that we always wanted to, we're buying that television or that home theater, and we are pushing ourselves, to excel in what we do. We forget to take care for ourselves. We forget to take care of those belongings whom we have built in with such a lot of love and passion. One unforeseen incident just wipes off years of hard work. The insurance industry has such beautiful products which is very reasonably priced, which can cover you for all these unforeseen events. So we cover our factories, we cover our shops, we cover our automobile, but somewhere we forget to cover those small things which require a lot of hard work to build and which actually mean our life, and that we forget. Today we hope with our panel experts to demystify personal lines of insurances. Let me begin by introducing some of the stalwarts that I have with me today. First name which comes up is Sumit Vaid. He's the founder and CEO of F Freedom Financial Planners. You must have seen him write articles in Economic Times and other important financial magazines. A very well learned person, has been in this for about 13 odd years, set up his own company now, very respected. And for personal lines of insurances, I don't think anybody better than him can be there. Welcome, Sumit, and we are happy to have you in our panel.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Same here. Looking forward to the session.
Yeah. The next in line is Miss Tina Jain Kaushal, Assistant Editor, Money Today. Again, one of those aggressive, upcoming journalists who has made waves writing about insurance, about banking, about financial lines, and understanding of the business is immense. It's such an honor to have in our panel. Welcome, Tina.
Thank you so much. I really look forward to the whole session.
And then I move on to somebody very personal and very close to me, is Mr. Puneet Kohli. I knew his father also well. This is the second generation into the business of insurance. He is one of the leading intermediaries that we have. His understanding of business, I would say, has been from the cradle, right from the time he was born or before he was born also. He lives and breathes insurance. It's such an honor and pleasure to have you, Puneet, in the panel. From here, I move on to my CDO, Mr. Hiren Vora. I think, Mr. Vora, you would be handling insurance over 36 years?
Yes, 36 years.
36 years of insurance, and there's no other person I can say with great pride in the Indian market who have had such huge experience of insurance, and that too on the retail and personal lines. It's a pleasure to have you, Hiren Bhai, on our show.
It's a pleasure, and I look forward to very discussion which we all will cherish.
And from somebody at this senior level experience, I move to a much younger person, Aditya Sharma, who has joined the industry, and that too, his first company has been Bajaj Allianz, and he has been there with us now for over 13 years. He has handled various portfolios, right from retail, distribution, geographies, channel, and now he's a national head for web sales, direct marketing, travel insurance, home insurance, retail health. Welcome, Aditya. Looking forward to an intense discussion with you on personal lines of insurances. Good. So now we move on to some of our questions that has come in from, I think I can see some in the Twitter. We have Harish from Bidar. It's a very interesting question. He says, I don't have idea about personal insurance. What does it cover? Harish, I think I love your honesty and I love your straightforwardness. And you'll be surprised to know that in India, 93% of people who can afford personal lines of insurances have no personal lines of insurance in terms of minus automobile. Automobile, yes, the penetration is good. You'll also be surprised for home insurance, I think that is something in which we put in maximum years of our earning and maximum years of hard work. The penetration of that cover is just about less than 2% of people who can afford it. And you'll be surprised, the cost of it is so cheap. It will not cost you more than about 4,000-5,000 rupees to cover the home insurance and the content in that. But still, people don't have it. Maybe as an industry, we have failed. So from my perspective, if I have to talk about personal insurances, which will be very close, which every individual should have. First and foremost, it is the home insurance that we should have. Second is the health that we should cover for and take care of us. Third is personal accident. Personal accident typically talks about death and disability, not from natural causes, from accidents or snake bites or even murder. And you're surprised the cost of death for a 1 lakh cover is just 45 rupees for a year. It is so reasonable, and the policies are so amazing good. So I personally have a personal accident cover. I have a home cover. I have my health cover in place. I have my automobile cover. I have my liability cover. In fact, I have it for all those people who work for me. You know, God forbid something goes wrong, but if it does, my years of hard work and savings will not go waste. So it's a very good question, Harish, and I was very impressed by this. And before I move on to the next question, I request Tina to give in her opinion about personal lines of insurances and what does she see as a leading journalist in India about this, and what's her opinion, and if she has any query or any message that she would like to give to all of us here.
Thanks, Tapan. When it comes to personal lines of insurance, as the query was, the people don't know what these types of insurance are. When we talk about home insurance, what comes first is home loan insurance. They don't know what exactly home insurance covers. Same with personal line of personal accident cover. So I think agents also do not go out and talk about these products because certain issues are there. So we need, it's a very good platform to inform our these potential customers how good these covers are, because I think home insurance is a very good cover and all should have it. But penetration, as you said, is less than 2%. So that's really very awful state of things. Same with personal accident cover. It covers so many disabilities which people are not aware of. Same with in health insurance, we have so many covers. There is critical illness cover, which people are not aware of. Top-up covers. There are so many things, so many varieties available in the market, which we need to aware, which customer needs to be aware.
I fully agree with you, Tina. In fact, I had this query: why is it that I believe the products are good from the industry, and obviously at Bajaj Allianz we have done a lot of innovations on the products to make it more convenient. The pricing is very reasonable. Why is it not taking on the shelf? So I asked some of my friends and colleagues where I stay and when I go and meet people. So I asked them that this is the product. Do you think it's a good product? They say yes, it's a good product. Then I asked them, do you think the pricing is good? They say the pricing is good. Then I asked them, why don't you have the product? Why didn't you buy it till now? Then the answer is, nobody told me. I think somewhere in the industry, our distribution in selling personal lines of insurance has not been good. And this is where I'd like to talk to Puneet and ask him. He has been a distributor, one of those very powerful intermediaries, and I know Puneet sells a lot of personal insurances. But why, Puneet, according to you, is it not taking off to the level that it should be taking off to?
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure with you right now. So what's my personal opinion about the personal line of business is that it's something like some misconception with the market right now. Whenever you talk about a personal line of insurance, the people get confused. They say personal means it's something like a linking with a life insurance cover with something like a general insurance cover. You need to basically propagate them in order to inform them that the personal lines is all to all different. Life insurance and general insurance is a much more awaited difference line of both the industry. But what personally I would like to say is I really like the person who's asking in a very honest question basically, because already on the time everyone is looking after all the personal lines. Really, it's something like household policies, personal accident policies are so cheap enough. it's something like the intimacy in the market should definitely touch the personal lines of business between all the market agencies right now. Every time we are just focusing on other sectors, we are focusing on a motor because it's very easy to sell out. But when we talk about a personal line of insurance, the person definitely gets some little bit of confusion in the market, whether it will be able to sell it or not. I really appreciate, sir, the way you are informed us, just us costing only a 45 rupees of getting a personal exchange policy. I think the advisory person in charge with the personal line should definitely focus and increase the market strategy to overcome all this, basically, sir.
Thank you, Puneet. I move to Sumit. Sumit, you've been such a veteran in this field, and you advise people all across, and your columns are very respected. What's your opinion about personalized insurances? Why do you think the penetration is low? Where do you think the industry is failing, and what should be looked into?
Thanks a lot, Tapan, for getting me here. Because I think this is first change which I am seeing where a general insurance company is taking the initiative of connecting with the customer directly and talking about personal lines of insurance, because many a time industry sees is not very profitable lines and the focus is more on institutional business. I think that's a heartening change, and compliment goes to you and your team to really do this, and especially on a forward-looking technology like what we are using right now. I would like to address this question in two parts. The first part will be at the client's level, and the second will be the intermediation level. If you see in India, my own experience has been clients have a split, personality or a split life. I'll give you an example. Most of us who work in companies, follow a certain regimen in company, let's say of disaster recovery plan, business continuity plan, fire drills, etc. When you go and ask them this question, do you do that in your personal life? Answer comes no. And which is surprising, because when I go to office, the same guy will go about talking about disaster recovery in such an exclusive manner and will invest so much of time, but doesn't do it in family. So my next question comes to, this is what it is, what is lacking? I think there is a huge knowledge gap in terms of understanding at a retail customer level. India is a country still sees insurance as investment. I think it's a classical mistake which we need to work together to really go and address, because if you look at insurance as investing, it's the wrong English. Continue to see, and I know it's not viable or it's not valid to talk about this in a general insurance forum, but somehow as an individual investor, when I look at insurance, I can't treat it like an expense. I want to see it as an investment. What will I get back? If I'm going to pay this premium, am I getting something back, or it's just an expense? Huge psychological barrier, and a lot of work needs to do. Need to happen in that in terms of education. That's point number one. The second perspective, if this is what needs to happen, our intermediation strategies need to change. The way we go and attack or reach an end customer, it needs to change. Currently, 90% of the models of selling personal line of insurance companies, it starts from the product which the manufacturer has. That is taken to the customer. And when you meet up with the customer, your usual sales pitch is, this is my product, this is the feature, why don't you buy it? I think that was a very classical way of doing things. It worked in history, it's not going to work in future. Our own experience has been, if you go and tilt this equation the other way around and go to a customer and say, okay, why don't you tell me something about yourself? What's your income, what's your expense, what are your goals, what are your aspirations, what do you want to do in life? Collect some data, or in fact collect a lot of data. That data in itself will create opportunities for you to go and position the product like. For example, most of us should have an emergency plan. I'm amazed when I meet families, they haven't thought about it. They straight away think about investing in assets, they straight away think about having returns, but what about a disaster recovery or an emergency plan? Similarly, a risk plan. If you have a risk planning done at a family level, my personal experience has been 99.9% families in India do not have adequate health covers, do not understand critical insurances itself, and forget about housing insurance at all. I think it's a sitter opportunity for all of us to go and reach families and position this product, but our approach needs to change. It needs to start from client, we need to understand him, we need to collect data, and then talk product. I think these two things will really create a very exciting opportunity to do something well.
Sumit, if I would clone you and make 10,000 Sumits, I think the penetration of personal lines of insurance in India would go up. Exceptionally brilliant insight. I also at times, when I speak to people, a lot of my colleagues from the industry say that we should provide a saving element to enhance selling of health insurance and general insurance. and they're linking it to the life industry. I have been one who have been vehemently denying this, saying that we sell insurance, we cover risk. Let us not bring in any saving element. Let us not enter into any foray which will lead to mis-selling, and let us not enter into any space where we are confusing with letting people understand the risk and providing a cover and linking to savings. So I love that statement of yours, and I also love the statement of yours in terms of the distribution part of it. Good, Sumit. I have some more questions. One is from Abhishek Kantak, who's talking about from Mumbai. Selling PA is difficult because I do not know how to put forward PA to the client. So many plans are there, how to pick up the right plan to client. It's a good idea to sell PA policy and get cover for uncertainties. Abhishek, you are our advisor. I think the personal accident part of it, which is the easiest part when I had to buy a policy for myself, was if I look at a life cover and if something goes wrong with me, the claim takes quite some time to come. In a personal accident cover, and at my age, I think if I die, it will be mostly because of an accidental death. And the cover is good. The premium is very, very reasonable. As I told you, just about 45 rupees for a basic cover for 1 lakh, which means if you take a 10 lakh cover, it's just 450 rupees in a year. And for the claim, all the document required is just the post-mortem report. You know, it's so simple. So once we understand the basics of it, it's very, very easy to sell. In fact, as a social service, I personally sell this cover to anybody I meet. And to feel it, experience it, next time a claim happens, ask the claim head that you would like to go and give the check to the person in whose house this unfortunate event has happened, and you see the gratitude in their eyes for you, for helping them when the life is completely torn apart. You know, once you see that, you will sell this policy like crazy. You realize it's like a social service, not only about just earning a bit of commission. And then I move on to another very interesting question, and this comes from Sirish Patel from Ahmedabad. He says, my friend's flat was demolished during earthquake in the year 2001 in Ahmedabad. Luckily, the flat was insured due to bank loan. So obviously, I think we missed with our agency force to reach out to him, but good, that is the bank has taken care of that. He received compensation to the extent of construction cost only, but the building demolished by the local authority, yes, must have been unsafe. The amount received satisfactory as per the policy, but he was unable to buy any other property of similar nature from the same amount. Good question, Shirish. I think that talks very deeply about one of the flaws of the old home insurance policy. Hirenbhai, would you like to take this? I think something very interesting which you would like to talk about, because Ahmedabad and you are from Ahmedabad.
Yes. I've seen several such cases at Ahmedabad where quite a few flats were demolished because of damage due to earthquake. And the policy which was taken was just to take care of the bond amount or for the construction of the flat itself. While in the flat, typically what happens that there are two portions. One is a construction of the flat itself. Another is the basic common facilities which are there in the building. And as a flat owner, you are also co-owner of the land, which is not the subject matter of insurance. So typically what happens that when it comes to compensation, you get cost of your flat or the common facilities, which is to be shared by all flat owners. Building, you still continue to be owner of the land, but it takes its own time when such type of calamities are experienced to rebuild the building, and by the time it is getting done, it takes a lot of time. So luckily, and good part is that we have come out with one policy which takes care of the agreed value, so that the people can ensure the cost, not only the cost of the construction, but the value of the market as on today. And that has several very good features that once we agree on certain value, in case of a loss, no questions are asked. Secondly, and the most important is that it takes care of timely payment, immediate payment. Only thing that there is some terminology called subrogation, where the right is taken by the insurance company in event of the property is getting further developed, insurance company will have right on as a co-owner of the land.
So you are saying, Hirenbhai, that if I have a flat, because nowadays people buy flats, they don't buy bungalows anymore, and the flat costs about 1 crore rupees, no, but the construction cost of flat may be just 20-30 lakh rupees. So earlier policy used to cover just the construction cost, but now if I take a policy of 1 crore and something goes wrong, you'll give me 1 crore?
Yes, we will be paying 1 crore in case of total loss, and this is how you can buy similar property in same area in the city.
Oh, good. So this is in the new product that you have launched currently.
We have recently launched My Home product, which is a very comprehensive, but this is one very important part of the policy.
Yeah. That is, thank you, Hirenbhai. I think I move on to Visual Vishal. His question from Twitter is, how should one plan one's insurance portfolio? Demystify Insurance, obviously the hashtag is used. Vishal, I'll tell you from my personal experience, because I speak mostly from my heart. And if the way I have done it for myself is, one, I have a personal accident cover, which I feel is very critical because I travel about 10 to 15 days in a month, and accidents do happen. If I look at the expressway between Pune and Mumbai, every second day I see a fatal accident, and I don't have to get into statistics of the accident part of it. So I have a very good comprehensive cover of personal accident rupees, a personal accident. So if something goes wrong, I think my family would get the money in about a week's time. I'm sure they should miss me is what I feel, but at least from the financial aspect, they will be comfortable for some time. Then the next which I have taken is the health cover. If you see the kind of expenses which happen for health, if you go to any of the hospitals or stand at the billing counter, you realize that about 70% of people don't have a cover and they're selling their jewelry or land to pay off the bills. So any one illness can actually wipe off our entire saving. So I made a point to be very, very secure from a health insurance perspective for me and my family and my parents also. And then the third thing which I have covered is my home, the building and the contents. I think the previous policy I had this issue of construction cost, and now as Mr. Hiren informed about the new product that we have, we will cover it for agreed value. So I'm going to switch over to that, because to build that home and to build that contents, it is 20 years of my hard work which has gone in that. And God foresee one earthquake or one burglary or one fire, which I keep on reading, or one gas cylinder burst, is going to wipe off my 20 years of hard work. No, I will not allow that. I have a good cover for that. So just this 3-4 cover, and the entire cost of it, if I put it in rupees, would not be more than about 30,000 in the entire year. And if I break it down to month, it is just hardly about 5 to 6,000 rupees a month, and that I'm very comprehensively insured. So at least these we should have, because if something unforeseen happens in these cases, we should be well covered for, and we can help you reach there. I have your Twitter handle, and if you send me your email, I can send you the right kind of covers that you would be requiring. The next question I move on to is again something which is very sentimental and emotional. It's from a son who is writing. He says that I live in Canada and my father, whose age is 70 years, is traveling to visit me. He'll be staying for 2 months. What is the maximum cover that you can provide for this age? I think a lot of our friends now work abroad, and this is a common thing which keeps on coming up. Aditya, would you like to take this question?
Yes, sir. In travel to the age of 70 years, we have a cover. We cover maximum up to 50,000 US dollars. So it's a very comprehensive cover. We don't require any medical test for this. You can very well go for 3 months also. So if they are going for 6 months, then after 6 months they have to take the extension or something. But otherwise, we have a cover which covers up to 50,000 US dollar for the senior citizens.
Thank you, Aditya. I think I see a question from Rohit Shringare, Mumbai. Why is travel insurance necessary? We hardly claim it. Rohit, God forbid that you have to claim any insurance. But if someday you can walk into any of our offices and you let me know when you're going, I'll request the claims head to show the claims. you'll be surprised that once the incident triggers, that time you really require it. We have picked up people using air ambulance from sites which was inaccessible. We have also ensured that if something goes wrong and people could not make it, we have flown in their bodies. We also ensure that if there's an illness which has come up suddenly and which runs into lakhs of rupees, medical treatment abroad is reasonably expensive compared to India, and we have taken care in those times. It'd be interesting for you to look at some claim files to realize how important it is. You look at the cost of insurance when you travel compared to the entire travel cost, it's peanuts. But one should adequately be covered. And as I said, God forbid that you should ever have to claim. In fact, we shall pray that you never have to claim. But if something goes wrong, you'll be happy that Bajaj Allianz provides you with that cover. So let me come back to this question from Andaman, sir. Mr. Rafiq from Port Blair writes, there are only basic facilities on healthcare in Port Blair. I do agree. Normally people have to visit Kolkata or Chennai for any emergency or even planned surgery. While your health insurance claim takes care of medical expenses, but only way to travel is by air, and patient will have to be necessarily accompanied by a relative, and huge amount is incurred for air travel. By this question also comes to me from the Northeast also, and people are looking for solutions. Do you have something that you'd like to tell them about?
Of course, all traditional health policies to take care of some expenses towards shifting of the patient to the hospital. But in such a scenario, possibly whatever is allowed may not be sufficient to take care of expenses incurred. For this type of scenario, we can think of some policies which are benefit policies. To start with, we have a hospital cash, but where person can get fixed compensation up to small amount, up to 2,000 or 2,500 per day during course of hospitalization. But in this scenario, such small compensation may not be enough. I'm very happy to share with you that we have recently introduced one policy which is known as a surgical plan. Of course, it is only restricted to surgery, but statistics says that about 67% of the hospitalization happens only because of the surgery. So in such a scenario, there is a fixed compensation for 597 surgeries which are predefined as a supra major, major, minor, and daycare even is also part of it. This is a fixed policy which takes care of fixed benefit in event of specific surgery. So this can be in addition to your normal health policy where the fixed compensation is paid. I believe this kind of policy can take care of all such expenses which are not the part of the normal health policies.
Thank you, Hiren bhai. Tina, I'd like to come back to you since you look at this topic so wide spectrum. You see the entire industry. What is one thing that you feel as an industry that we can do better that we're not doing?
What I think is reach is the problem, and more awareness programs are needed to be reached out to policy holders through and agents also need to aggressively go and pitch good products. When I call up, so they do not pitch any of these personal line of insurance. What I get is insurance of their own company. So if as a customer, if I get some comparison and if somebody can sit down with me and make me understand what all these products are, they differ, what I want, some need-based analysis is done, why, for what purpose I need to buy insurance, what is my family history. According to that, some products are pitched to me, as in if somebody in the family died of cancer, let's say cancer, so somebody should advise me that critical illness policy should be there in the portfolio. So that need-based advice, I think, is missing, and I think that's the main reason. And people, the one attitude I think is of customers also. They think that calamities befall others, so they do not want to buy insurance. It is for others. Insurance is made, and that attitude needs to get changed. That they buy insurance for something they desire should not happen to them, and that is the reason they also do not go. They do not go and ask deeply. They hesitate in asking questions. When you sit down with your agents, we should ask our agent as many as questions we can. The list could be unending. When it comes to home insurance, it's such a complicated product. As you said, that only cost of construction is included in it. So as a policy holder, also we need to sit down with the agent and ask as many as questions. Simple thing like hospitalization of less than 24 hours can deny you a cover. So if you are not aware of these small things, nitty-gritties, your gap will always be there in what customer expects and what company delivers. And I also think that companies, as a company, a better transparency should be there, which can be done through agent only, because that's the point of contact for us as a customer. So I think that's the major channel which should be focused on, whatever if it's a bank, if it's an agent, if it's a broker. That's the face of the company. So if the clarity, if better, if they can express the product better and take the needs of the customer while pitching in the product, that would be better.
Thank you, Tina. I see Sumit has a view on this. Would like to hear you, Sumit. So over to you.
Yeah. Tapan, as Tina said, I'm again reiterating, to me, the biggest change which our industry needs to see is our focus on intermediation. I think there is just no doubt in our mind that end consumer needs these products. He's not aware about it. Even if he's aware about it, there is no explanation to him to really get into this. So if you really see the challenge which we need to really go and solve in a very structured manner is the intermediation strategy. One of the core shift which I see happening across financial services is that last mile customer trust level on the intermediation is going down, and that result in this whole equation becoming very lopsided. And to me, that's a big concern area, because we have a great products which manufacturers like you are creating. We have large pool of customers who are ready to buy them. The intermediation who should be taking them to them is not there at all. And the reasoning basically lies in the process of intermediation. I think we need to look at it. We need to make it more client-centric. And there are more ways and means in which you can really go and leverage this client-centricity by empowering your intermediaries with some kind of a platform which helps them do client need analysis. Based on that client need analysis, the products need to be given to them, and based on those products, the back-end technology has to be leveraged. I personally, when I buy personal insurance or general insurance products, I find the last mile buying process to be very if we use technology, and if I was one of your intermediaries who go to somebody like Tina and then sit with her, understanding what her family data is, what she has, what she doesn't have, and within a meeting or a second meeting, if I can just show her a solution and help her buy there and then with the help of a digital tab, I think this whole equation is going to change drastically. If you really see the way technology is shaping up, 4G is coming, another 6 months, Indians will be on mobile transacting, and I find our intermediation very much away from this. So as manufacturers, we have great products. We talk technology. As customers, I want these products. I understand technology. As an intermediary, I talk only products which give me the highest commission. I don't understand technology. Now, till the time you get the bridge right, I think this challenge cannot be solved.
I think fair point, Sumit and Tina. And it's good to hear the voice of the consumer coming from you. So that is something which I really appreciate. And as you said that we have been working on this. I think intermediation, distribution, pushing it aggressively, getting them to understand personal line insurances, getting the tab on to sell has been an initiative which Bajaj Allianz has started, and on that we got many awards. But the premium still has to come, and for me, the premium and the customer service is more important. Awards are still fine; those are secondary. That's fine. But the work is on. Just to reassure you. And that's one of the passion. I also believe that the distribution in general insurance is not as much as should be. And that is something that we as industry have to push and take it forward. So thank you very much for your insight, and as I said, completely agree. Now I move on to Jay Lakshmi. Can I claim tax benefit for paying premium towards personal accident insurance? I have one view on this which I like to mention. First and foremost, the tax benefit currently is in the health portfolio, not on the PA as such. But I do not look at providing or taking insurance cover just because it gives us tax benefit. You know, there's some of my business partners, when they sell health, they say it gives you tax benefit. That is good. The government has provided that. That I really appreciate. But as I said, we should take covers because it is essential. It is required, and it is something that we have to take to protect all our, as I said, hard work, or all something that we have built close to it. If you get tax benefit, good. If you get some savings, good. But that should not be the determining factor for deciding which cover should we take. Does personal accident policy have worldwide coverage? Archit Srivastav, yes, Archit, it has worldwide coverage. So anywhere in the world, you would feel secure. And this again comes to me. One of my friends once asked me, what extra do I get when I buy your policy? I told him, you get 7,000 prayers. Because when you buy a policy from Bajaj Allianz, every employee prays for your well-being and your safety. And I think that can never be evaluated in the premium that you pay. So I just saw this and I was reminded of that. Now let me look at one more interesting thing, because a lot of this home insurance has been coming up in the discussions, and I saw Tina also mentioning it on the complication of it. Aditya, you are one person who has been a retail head for a lot of locations, and can you let us know what solution have you provided in the new home insurance policy, and how different it is from the industry, and is it customer centric, and does it cover the points that have been coming up in the discussion?
Sure, sir. Our new home insurance policy is an all-risk policy. It is unique in its own sense. Up till now, in the market, the policies which used to be there was no policy which was based upon all-risk kind of a policy. By all-risk, we mean that it will cover fire, it will cover burglary, it will cover mechanical breakdown, it will cover electrical breakdown, and any accidental breakdown. Apart from it, our portable devices such as mobile phones, laptops, or tabs, iPads, and we are providing worldwide coverage to all the portable devices, equipments. If we are traveling with them and we have lost them in some place, or we have met with an accident, those devices and those articles are covered outside the home also. Similarly, we have a cover for jewelry within this product, which is also a worldwide cover, which of course customer has to choose for the worldwide option. We have both the options for within the Indian geography and outside India also. So in a way, our new product, and apart from this, our new home product provides a unique feature, which is agreed value, which I think sometime back Hiran sir has also mentioned, that if you have a flat in Mumbai which is 1,000 square feet, and earlier insurer used to cover it on the basis of the cost of construction. Cost of construction to construct a house of 1,000 square feet may not be more than 30 lakh rupees. But when we go to buy a house in Mumbai or Delhi or some other metro, we don't find such homes which is less than 1.5 crores or something. So they were finding it difficult to get home insured for the value which is the market value, and we can agree on it, and at the time of claim you will get the value that is 1 crore or 1.5 crore and not the cost of construction. So in a way, our new home product for all our contents, including glasses and jewelry, it gives all the insurance needs of the customer under household policy into consideration and come up with a product, and we are getting a good response from all the customers from this. Thank you.
I understand, Aditya, that you have addressed the issues which was there, and you provide a simplified all-risk cover instead of risk-based cover, and you also simplify the proposal form. Good to see that you've been working on the customer to see what would be good for him. I'd like to move on to one question from Ujjwal through Twitter, in which he mentions that if I have a health cover from my company, do I still need to buy a separate one outside? Ujjwal, this is a very interesting question. You know why? The beauty of health insurance is that you should take it when you are young and you are fit. For a simple reason, because as you get older, and if you watch, most of the health insurance covers do not have pre-existing cover from day one. So as you get older, the chances of pre-existing disease increases, and then the premium gets more, and also when you actually require it immediately, you may not get that cover. Now the company provides a cover. One, how can you guarantee that you'll be with the company right through your career? And even after your career, when you retire, the company may not be providing you a cover. And if you actually quit job in between, and the new company will provide cover, but in between, if something goes wrong. Third, you move to a company which does not provide cover, and not taken a cover initially, it does not work. So what I recommend is, there's a beautiful top-up cover, which I also have taken, though my company provides this cover. The top-up cover is very reasonably priced. It starts from a basic cover. So I have taken a cover of top-up over 5 lakh rupees. No? And as inflation keeps on moving up, that amount actually becomes smaller. And if I'm at least have a basic cover for some big illness coming my way. So I would recommend take a top-up cover, take a critical illness cover, which again I have taken over and above what the company has provided. So if any of the major illnesses happen, which is going to cost me lakhs of rupees, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs or 50 lakh rupees, I at least have something to protect me on that. So that is what I have done personally, would recommend the same to you. I also saw Puneet had a question. So Puneet, back to you. Do let us know what's your view.
Sir, I think you're very right. With having a top-up cover with definitely getting a very reasonable price, a person should definitely go with a top-up policy. You can definitely have one policy with the existing company. See, it's a little bit very difficult right now. Right now we have a portability option, but to be very precise, keeping a mind and shifting a policy with one company to another, that also creates a big question mark. So it's always better to go for a top-up policy. It's basically help you out to increase the sum insured with a very nominal premium amount. So I would definitely recommend to go for a top-up policy, so that in order to increase your sum insurance, you can definitely carry with the overall insurance company also. So on the way, you will be getting a coverage from both the companies with a very good handsome sum insured amount, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think this question came from the Pink City Saint on Twitter. What my claims already exceeded the amount insured, can I still ask for a claim? Most of the covers, what is your sum insured is the maximum that you would get, and that is why you have to have a combination of covers, no, and you should be adequately insured in that case. Archit says, if my agent handled the claim unfairly, how can we file a complaint against him? Archit, one, reach out immediately. I think I don't want any of my customers to feel that unfairness be done to them. We have a grievance toll-free number. We have a grievance cell also. Even IID has a grievance cell. It's all there in the mechanism where you should write there. And if nothing works, I'm there personally to answer your query and look into that. That's my commitment and promise, and this is to all my customers, that if you are insured with us, it's my personal commitment that no unfairness shall be done, and we shall look into any case which comes up. So please do write to me. I'll be very happy to look into it and try and see how can I help you. So let us get back again to interesting question from Calcutta here and by is from Subhashish Sen. He says, I've heard about EMI or loan protection cover available in developed market, including loss of job. Do we have any such cover in India? That's interesting. If I lose my job, will you take care of my EMIs,
Yes. It's not just developed country, and I'm very happy to share that India can be amongst the developed country now, because we have this kind of cover available. This policy, it takes care of loss of job due to some retrenchment. It should not be fraud or any other reason. Some government policy, if one person is losing his job, then he can get 3 months EMI that will be paid by the company. Apart from the fact that the policy is also extended to take care of anything untoward happening due to accident or critical illness listed in the policy. So critical illness is something typically life-threatening ailment. So we have this kind of cover to take care of your loan. It takes care of outstanding loan and also up to 3 EMI for including period.
So, thank you, Hiren bhai. I think that clearly is a new kind of thought, and a lot of us may not have been aware about it. So product is there. If you lose your job, and obviously not because of fraud or any such thing, but it's a genuine issue of retrenchment, then your EMIs are taken care of by the insurance company. Archit is asking, how can we upgrade our existing insurance policy? It's always essential to keep on upgrading your existing policy, Archit. The sum insured or the cover, which was relevant, let's say 10 years back, changes. And one of the common mistakes that we do, and that I think a lot of professionals also do that, insurance professionals also, that whatever sum insured we had taken, which was very relevant, let's say 10 years back, we keep on renewing without bothering to look at the sum insured has moved up, the value has moved to the market. And if something goes wrong after 6-7 years, we are actually underinsured. So this has to be done on a regular basis. In fact, you should always ask your agent, or you can write to the company and say, this is the issue and what should we look into. And that is what Sumit was also mentioning, that it's a continuous process of looking at your risk, understanding it, and as agents and as distributors, it is our duty to ensure that we give you the right advice how to look at it. But very relevant. Arun Deo from Mathura, we should educate school children about the benefits of insurance so that children convince their parents to get insured. Wow, I think that is really amazing. And that's again a very fresh approach. If parents are not listening now, I think we should talk to children. They will be more concerned because the future is theirs and they will look into that. IRDA has started this insurance awareness campaign, and the General Insurance Council has also started investing on creating awareness. My belief in that has been that yes, it's external and it will build up soon. We're investing in that. But internally also we have to do that. I think on the school part, our company has started off talking to school children and talking about the benefits of insurance as such. In fact, we are running also a football camp for school children to get more interested in looking and understanding about the insurance as a whole. That we are doing. And also what we are trying to do is that we are trying to talk to our distributors, a lot of our own employees, that they should be adequately covered, because charity begins at home. In fact, we ran a brand ambassador campaign, and I'm very happy to say that now about 97-98% of my employees have personal lines of cover. The next time we are moving on to our business partners, intermediaries, that we all should have the cover. So if we ourselves do not have it, we have no right to talk about to our customers. And I was very surprised when I did a survey. I realized that quite a few of my people who are close to me don't have it. So I made a mission now that I'll spread first with employees, then business partners. You reach out to all customers and have that. I think before I die, if I can see a scenario where in my country, the majority of people have personal insurance covers, like the developed markets over 95%, for us it is below 2%. This gap has to go. As a professional, I think this is one of my duties. We have last couple of minutes left, so I'll just take a kind of last question from my panelists. So I'll start with Tina again. Tina, I think a couple of minutes, your views, your comments, and then I move to each of you. I think some technical issue there. The mic seems to be mute, so we move over to Puneet. Puneet, any last question, query, comments that you have?
It's really a good session right now. Basically, my advice is regarding the insurance sector to grow with a general insurance company. Like as an advisor, that is very powerful. One thing is that the honesty is the best policy that I definitely like to focus on all the customers right now. If we don't start up with the honesty and charity at the home, selling a product in the market is definitely going to pitch us a big problem at all. So I really appreciate the honesty and the charity at home definitely has to be moved on to definitely ignore and move on with the general insurance sector, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Puneet. We get back to Sumit. Sumit, your last comments for this session.
Tapan, I'll just share a personal example as of yesterday. I went and saw a movie Holiday with the family, and we ended up spending 2,500 rupees, families of four, We on average see two movies a month. That's 5,000 rupees. That's the cost of general insurance or personal line of insurance comprehensively. So when people say they can't afford it, I think it's the biggest lie they're doing to themselves. Each one of us afforded. It's a great thing which you need to do it, especially if you love your family, if you're really responsible towards your family. Show it by having insurances which will protect them in the case of doing it. So that's the message for the clients, and I think that's the message for us as a business. Having said that, I continue to reiterate again and again, let's all come together, collaborate, and work towards empowering our intermediaries to help our clients do right kind of insurance in the right way itself. As you said, 2% current insurances to 95% global standards. It's a sitting opportunity out there. By doing well, I think we'll do good. That's the message. Do well, do good.
Can't agree more, Sumit. Thank you very much. Tina, I think your team issue is solved now. Again, back to you for your comments.
Yeah. As a customer, I would like to say if the company can use more and more technology and more mobile technologies. If mobile is something very handy, as if there is a motor accident, I can quickly take pictures, file online application, upload my the pictures of the accident, and something that health insurance thing can be scanned and sent to the company all through my mobile. If that can be inculcated as a customer, it would be very easier for me in getting that claim settlement done, because the moment of truth for any customer is how the claim is settled. So if a company can focus on claim settlement part also and make it speedy and quicker, that would be really helpful. That's my point of view.
I think I agree with you. Tina, a lot of work is happening on that. I think next time when I'll ask some more person to visit you and show what they have done and take your session to make it much better. I also believe that it has to shift to smartphones, the sale, the intimations, the entire process, because that is the way forward. And most of people are actually using smartphones now to do transactions. So point well taken. Work is on, and we'll ensure that you have a look at it to give us more feedback. Thank you very much, Tina. I think I'll just take this interesting question again. I was tempted to take it. It's from Ujjwal Adiga, Bangalore. I've just turned an employee from a student. Wow. What are the steps I need to take to get my first insurance? Just one step. Visit www.bajajallianz.com. No? And write to us. We'll get it done. We'll protect you. We'll insure you and ensure that if something goes wrong, we are there for you. For which, obviously, 700 people will be praying that nothing goes wrong to you. No, that would always be there. Hirenbhai, any last comments from you?
And as Puneet said, that honesty is the best policy. But I would like to slightly change it, that honestly, insurance is the best policy. That's how I would like to sum up.
And that, I think, very well said in your style, Hirenbhai. You always pull off these good ones towards the end of it, no, which we really like. Aditya, any comments from your side?
Yes, sir. Normally, people come to us and they say we have to take many policies in case we go for personal insurances. But we have products now. We have launched one product which is Healthcare Supreme, which cover not only the hospitalization. You can have hospital cash, you can have critical illness, you can have personal accident policy. In this, if you buy one product, all your health related and personal accident related needs are fulfilled. Simultaneously, we have a product which is Star Package policy, in which you can combine your householder policy, personal accident policy, liability policy, your policy for your servants and domestic helps, and it can give you a cover of health also. So we have policies. If we come across with the customer, or customer have any queries that they will have to run for many policies, and how will they count their policies, or they will renew it. So we have comprehensive packages and products which they can very well buy in one or two policies. I'm sure all their personal line insurances needs can be met. So that is my message for personal line insurances.
I also understand that for your new health policy, you're covering maternity, you're also covering air ambulance, you're also giving us some sure 50 lakh rupees. I think it's really good, Aditya. I congratulate the team for working so close to bring it customer centric. I'd like to thank all my panelists for being there and giving in all their valuable comment sessions. I personally believe, as said in this personal insurances, and I was so impressed from the panelists because I think all their views are very relevant, and that shows their years of in-depth experience in what they spoke about. I hope all of you enjoy the session. Looking forward to see you again in the next series of Demystify Insurance. Thank you for being there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.